What is up, gents? DirtBag Gaming here, the channel for casual raiders. We are doing another Doom Tower hard floors secret rooms 1 through 12. I got to complete most of them the other day. I think we missed off on 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 12, so we did 8 on here. I recorded all of it so you guys can see. Somebody asked me to do tidbits in each section which floor we're on. It's gonna be a little bit longer video because we go through each and every single one. I give my suggestions on what you could use, and then you guys can kind of see me as I do the floors. So we're gonna start off with floor number 1. This one was probably floor 1 through 4 should be pretty easy for people who've been playing the game for a little bit, but this one is epic champions only. Now there's a shit ton of epic champions in this game, so this one shouldn't be too much of an issue as long as you guys have really a reser, which if you go with I guess Gorgorab, if you just do Gorgo and just put in a bunch of DPS champions, you should be able to complete this pretty easily. We happen to choose Miscreated Monster. He's going to be used in a lot of these. Deacon's good. Zargala, we're bringing her out of the vault. I geared her up the other day. Godseeker, and then obviously our leader, Sylar. She's freaking amazing, Doom Tower. I always say I don't know why I stopped using her, but she is very, 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 very good. So this one is literally just run through it. There's not a lot to it. It's epic champions. Any really good supportive epic champions you have in the game, you can use Seer. I think, yeah, you can literally run Seer in here and just kind of one shot all the waves. You have Madame, you can bring Umbral, Enchantress, you could bring Basher, you could bring Cardinal, Geo. I'm sure a lot of people have Geo leveled up. Doom Priest. There's just so many epic champions. Seeker. I love Grush. Grush is a very good champion. He's a defensive type champion. Literally, guys, there's just so many epic champions. There's too many to go through. So this one's pretty easy. You get to the end. Once you do the end, you're good to go. So now let's go to floor number 2. I'll pause the ones that you really need to talk a little bit more about them. But floor number 2 was rank 6 attack champions only. This one is more so a stun piece. If you guys have Ninja, you're basically good. You could just put in really hard hitting attack champions that you have with Ninja, and just make sure that Ninja has enough accuracy to freeze each wave. So if you freeze the wave, that's basically a whole turn that you could just put in DPS champions. So we tried Basher. He does reset everybody's cooldown, but there's a counterattack champion in here. So there's Ninja. He just basically freezes everybody. So our Gala does a shit ton of damage. I brought in Basilisk Ronus, who has a 100% chance to stun once he's booked out. He can also stun if anybody actually gets an attack in on. You don't need this guy who's just a beast. Charger, the dragon dude. So he has a thing where he attacks anybody who has a poison debuff on them before they attack and has a chance to sleep. So he's just kind of broken. If you have him, you could just use him. He could probably literally solo this. But Zargala hits really hard. Ninja, again, is in there just to kind of beat the stunner. But if you need a wave 2 stunner, you can bring in Basilisk Ronus. If you don't have Basilisk Ronus, put a stun set on Doom Priest. Put a stun set on anybody who has an AoE A1. You could bring Geo in here if you want, Geomancer. You could bring in my boy Judge. You could put Judge in a stun set. Put him up to 6-star because you're definitely going to be using him. You could bring in the Soulbound Boyer. She has an AoE A1 and a stun set. And basically you're just trying to stun the wave so that way you don't even get hit. If you can do this without getting hit, you basically did what they were trying to do. AoE champions are just, you need stun sets, essentially, to try and get through this. So there you go. We got wave 2 one down pretty good. Epic Spirit Champions is level 3. So let me go to level 3 for you guys. Let me rewind this. Play. All right, so number 3, Epic Spirit Champions. Now there's a lot of good Epic Spirit Champions, but we just picked the most popular ones I had leveled up. So they're all 60s, so you could probably get away with some 50s, but these are 60s because you actually use them in game. Grush, like I mentioned before, he's going to be used in a couple different areas of the game, so you can definitely level him up. Obviously, you have Stagnite. Stagnite is just such a good champion. You can put him in a Relentless set. He's very good. Vergoth, I spent so many blue shards trying to get this guy. We finally got him. But Vergoth is just an insanely good defensive healer. Magnar is your DPS, so just make him hit as hard as humanly possible. And then Deacon is a great lead. He also puts a decreased defense on the enemy team, steals a turn meter, increases your turn meter. So he's just a very, very good leader champion. You can put in a Cold Brawler. He's a single target attack champion. You can put in Sandlash Survivor. She helps you survive so much. That wasn't a pun. And then you put in Fennex. Fennex just hits super freaking hard. You can put in Vrask. I just leveled him up and geared him up. Vrask has an A1 that just heals your whole team if he crits, like 10,000. You can put in old school champions like Steel Skull, Kitus, what's her name? We just leveled her up. Crimson Helm. You can put her in to provoke. There are a lot of freaking green champions. So there's a lot of champions to choose from. This one should be pretty easy for you guys. And obviously Grush, Vergoth, they all have heals, so you're probably not going to die with this team. But there you go. Decreased defense. Magnar comes in, just hits everybody. Vergoth, I forgot, also provokes, and every time he gets hit, he heals your team. So this is actually a pretty easy one. Next one is Champions from the Corrupted Alliance only. This one I didn't really understand. It's just basically Undead, Demon Spawn, and Dark Elf. So I guess the bad guys considered in this game. But let's run through this. So we don't have a Reser. We don't really need a Reser for this one, because we should have enough heals. And if your lead guy is just dying, make sure that he just has enough HP to survive. Speed and HP is really all you need. I mean, Deacon kind of does want accuracy, because you want him to land his debuffs. But I have him in a Relentless set, so he can go as much as possible. But we have decreased attack from Stagnite, so you're getting hit less hard. We have a decreased crit damage, I believe, from Grush. He also provides us with more healing. We have Provoke with Vergoth. Again, this team isn't needed, it's just an option. You can bring in Steel Skull. She provides a lot of healing for your team, gives you increased defense on your champs. But like I said, this one shouldn't be too hard for you guys. Let's fast forward. All right, last wave. It's all the same stuff. They're all kitted out pretty fairly well. My Vergoth is like 100k HP. Magnar is in a damage set, and Grush just has a crap ton of HP. So yeah, this one was pretty easy. And so this one took forever, guys. Make sure you have a hard hitting champion and focus on one of these guys at a time. I didn't realize this till like 7-8 minutes in. I just put it on auto. Like you can see, I'm literally just doing auto. But if you focus down one of these at a time with your Magnar, you should be able to do it a lot faster. So watch. I'm gonna fast forward. We're at 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, and we finally get one down, and then we finally beat it in 9 minutes. So I didn't realize that till we were too late. But they don't do damage, it's just killing them because they always proc their shields. So to make that one easier, just focus one down at a time and make sure you actually have a hard hitting Magnar in your team. All right, so that's that one. Let's go to the next tower. And we have, this one's pretty easy. There's a lot to choose from, like a lot. So I just picked the most random team that I had. I didn't try to make like all legendaries, but there are a lot of good legendaries that you can put in here. What's her name? Lydia. Obviously everybody should have Lydia, but Lydia, Miscreated Monster, Sylar. I put in a Rotos just for DPS, and then we have our leader as Drexar just to kind of get a little bit more accuracy. Again, not needed, but it's good. There's just so many champions. I have 2 Prince Karmars you can put in. You can put in Leia. You can put in Foley. You can put in another Rhodos. You can put in Sify, Duchess. Like this one, a lot of you guys might have these champions. Then let's go down to the epics. You can put in Umbral. Umbral is a very good champion. Not a lot of people talk too much about her, but she is still very, very good. Put in Umbral Enchantress. Put in Doom Priest. Put in Madame. You can put in there's a lot of reses to choose from. Like any reses from any of these factions can be used. Also, I like this guy. This guy is very, very good. Akath the Seared. He's the guy who puts out he's one of the new ones. He can put out and you put him with Ryan, so that way everybody can get rezzed up. But he puts out the HP burns. Magnar again. You can use Magnar. You can use the other reser, Gorgrab, the old school reser. Vergoth again. So basically, a lot of these teams are pretty similar. If you have one like these guys leveled up, you're going to be using them in a lot of places. You can use my boy Judge in that stun set. So put Judge in there. Yeah, there's a lot of champions. A lot of champions to choose from. So this one shouldn't be too hard for you guys. And plus, Lydia is freaking amazing. So you can ignore Sify, but again, this was on auto. So I just had it run out. So yeah, this one's pretty easy. Just bring a reser in, bring some DPS, bring Lydia, and you should be good to go. Now this next one though, I don't think we got this one yet, but I'll tell you how to beat it. All right. So I just didn't have time to kind of re-gear all my guys, but if you guys really want to get through this wave, you definitely can. All right. So I failed this a couple times, and I was like, I don't have time, so I have to keep going. But it would be a team kind of like this. I would use, what's her name? Cantress Cyclone. She's very good. I put her in a relentless set. Just make sure she has a crap ton of HP and speed and accuracy. You can put in Skull-Lord Vorgal. Skull-Lord Vorgal is here. Let me just show you what. All right, so Drexthar, Rosin. You can put in counterattack champion, but this is kind of the issue. You want to make sure that you have like heals. So the way to beat this is you put guys in lifesteal sets. You put them in lifesteal sets. If you have a rain beast, put him as much HP and speed as possible, so that way he's not targeted first, but he has, and you just want him to do his A1. So A1 attacks one enemy, places a 15% continuous heal buff on all allies with the lowest HP for 1 turn. So he can basically heal your team while they heal themselves. So lifesteal sets and this guy is key. So I mean, not key, but he definitely helps out. If you have 2 rain beasts, bring 2 rain beasts. You can make them hit really hard actually. And then this is if you res. So revives a random HP with full HP if the attack kills an enemy. So if you have somebody pretty low and you have a dead guy, this guy can actually come in and res up one of your dead defensive champions. So rain beast I think is perfect for this secret room. I just didn't want to again re-gear everybody, but lifesteal, usually Rosin's in a lifesteal set. Drexthar, you probably have in a lifesteal set. You can bring in her in a lifesteal set. This chick is good. She heals, but she puts out ally protection. So either she has to be like insanely good gear to have this go off, which is a 3-turn cooldown, is not bad, but she's going to be taking all the damage. So anybody in these waves that have an ally protect, they usually die. Like they're literally going to die because they're going to be taking all of the damage. Same with this guy. So Skull Crusher, he has the ally protect, but he is unkillable. So if he is on a lifesteal set, he's most of the time going to be able to heal back up, but he's probably going to die. So this one's not the best champion to use. I would bring probably this. I would do this, and this would probably be my wave. A lot of people have this guy geared up. Romolo, maybe they have Romero. Okay, I think Romero is a very, very good champion for this. So he provides 15% continued heal on all allies for 2 turns. Booyah. Plays a shield all allies equal 25% of their HP, so 5 turn cooldown. Increased defense. And plays it. So this guy could replace Rain Beast if you don't have Rain Beast. Rain Beast does provide a res though. But yeah, this guy at level 50 could probably do some work, honestly. Who else? I'm just looking for heals. No, you don't want ally protect. So yeah, those would be my suggestions. I think this guy gives a leech on the A1. Decrease accuracy. No, so you don't really know. Okay. So Romero, if you got him. And then this team, you know, this would be good. Like free champion. These two aren't a must. It's just they're really, really good. So yeah, that would be how you beat this this wave. So let me go back to where we were. Yeah, so I failed at this a couple times, but a lot of it's just turn meter manipulation, controlling, you know, who's going next. You have a lot of provokes. And again, Romero's going to provide the heals. If you have a Rain Beast as well, he can provide the heals. But you do get hit really hard. I didn't have gear on my Skull Lord. That's why he doesn't have a lot of HP. And also my Cantra, I had to re-gear her as well because she didn't have a lot of HP as well. So again, that's probably the best way to beat this stage. But we're going to skip this stage for now. But yeah, that's when I brought Rain Beast in. So Rain Beast actually made us survive till wave 2. Then we restarted, and then he was the weak link. So let's get into stage 6. That was stage 5. Let's go into stage 6. We beat stage 6. And let's go. Who do we got? So this one is Magic Support Champions only. I did this first, but then I realized that my Veno Mage didn't have any gear. So I had to go in, take her out, and put in somebody else. So then I just literally put in random champions that I had leveled up. And you don't need these guys, but let me go over what you can use. Apothecary is probably going to be leveled up to 60. I have 2 Apothecaries at level 60 for one of the end game secret rooms. So if you have 2 of them leveled up, great. We have this guy who's very good. He's a dwarf champion, Avir the Alchemage. So he provides poisons, he provides decreased attack, decreased speed, and he can heal your champions and fill their turn meters by 15%. So adding basically another Apothecary to your list. So he's very good for this. Then you have a free champion, which is Alchemage Helmut. He has a 100% chance of placing a stun debuff. 50, 60, 70, 75% chance of placing a stun debuff. Yeah, so he's very good. He increases speed, crit rate, and crit damage. He can't be turn meter manipulated. He brings a speed, so no speed. But he's also another good one that you guys might have. Venomage obviously is good, but a lot of people might have Yugo as well. She provides healing. She removes buffs. She decreases defense, block buffs on the enemy team. She has a leech, and she can revive everybody if she's the last one. So Yugo also very good. Obviously, you're going to bring in Gorgorab. Gorgorab is just clutch reser. But again, there's a lot of good support champions, especially Magic, that you can have. A lot of people probably brought Brogni. Brogni could probably literally solo this by himself. But Brogni is very good. We brought in Cantrip just to make the run faster. I brought in 2 Prince Kaimars just to kind of put in poisons and just, again, make this run faster. But there you go. There's some other champions you guys could be using. And again, Venomage is very good. He just does a lot of AoE damage and a lot of poisons. Yeah, he's very good if you have him leveled up. So that one was pretty easy. Let's go to the next one. Next one we have is stage 7. So stage 7 I did not do yet, but it could be done. Now this was one of the new ones that I haven't even attempted yet because I don't have anybody leveled up. So let me pause this. The strat here that you're going to want to do is, see this guy Gnarlhorn? Gnarlhorn is going to be your key. Gnarlhorn, if you want to get him up to level 60, I would. Not needed, but I would get him up to level 60. So use him to provoke everybody. So you want him as fast as humanly possible. A lot of freaking defense and a lot of accuracy. And the reason is because he places, not a chance, just places a provoke on all enemies for 1 turn. and place the increased defense on this champion for 2 turns. He's an HP type champion, so he has actually 17,000 HP as a rare. Very, very good. He also puts an unkillable buff on himself on a 3-turn cooldown. So basically you're going to want to provoke, and then as long as he's fast enough, he can put out a unkillable buff on himself. So you don't want him in Relentless, honestly, because he's going to lose the unkillable too fast. So I'd probably just go with a lot of speed. A regen set if you have it, and just make sure he has a lot of accuracy. So he's going to be key. If you have 2 Gnarlhorns, you could probably use one at 50, one at 60. But yes, that is going to be a very, very key person. Then you can bring in Painkeeper. She is an OG. She reduces everybody's cooldown by 1. She heals everybody by a shit ton of this champion's max HP. So she starts with 19k HP, which is a lot for a rare. You just boost her with a crap ton of HP, a lot of speed, and that's all you need with her is speed and HP. And then she fills her own turn meter by 10% for her A1. So if you have 2 of her, that would be good. 2 Gnarlhorns, that would be good. And then you really just need like the DPS type people. So let's go through some of these people. All right, so again, I don't have any of these people leveled up, but this was a new guy. He just came out, attacks 1 enemy, 40% chance decrease in duration of 2 random buffs. Attacks all enemies, puts a block buff on everybody, which is cool. And then place a counterattack buff on this champion for 2 turns and a provoke on 2 random enemies. So you can provoke people with this guy, put out a block buffs, and decrease the duration of 2 random buffs. So he could be good. He could be used. Let's go over some other people. Again, I don't have any of these people leveled up, but attacks 1 enemy, place an extra hit if they have more HP. You don't want this because he'll die. Revives champion 30% HP, attacks all enemies out. All right, so that's pretty cool. So there you go. If you have this guy, 5-turn cooldown, which is pretty long, but if he dies, he gets res back up. So he's probably not needed. Who was I going to go over with this? I guess that's probably something else I'm thinking of. All right, Doomscreech is pretty good. He is a little brother of Seeker, but attacks all enemies. Plays a shield buff equal to 30% of max HP on this champion for 2 turns. Okay, so that's pretty cool. 5-turn cooldown. Then fills all turn meter by 30%. This is very good. Increase defense of all allies by 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. And decrease accuracy. So he's not bad. Like he's basically your turn meter buffer. Let's go over this guy. He has a continuous heal on himself. Heals all allies by 15% of their max HP. It's gonna heal by a lot on a 3-turn freaking cooldown. Revives a dead ally with 50%. Oh wow, okay, so this guy is amazing. Yes. So definitely want this guy leveled up. He's gonna be a reser. 765. You could put him in a relentless set. So him in a relentless set would be very good. He's probably gonna heal by a crap ton. Let's go over this chick. Provoke. Grant an extra turn. 25% chance of granting an extra turn. No, you don't need her. All right, so there's your champions. You have, oh, this guy's really good too. I think we already went over him. No. So heals the lowest ally by 7.5% of the damage inflicted. Puts a shield buff equal to 15% of this champion's max HP. Starts with 17k. And removes all debuffs from all allies with the lowest HP. Then heals them by 25%. With the ally with okay, so he's good and puts out a huge shield. So this is who I bring. I bring this guy definitely, Doomscreech, and one of these other champions. Either this guy, another Gnarlhorn, don't need that chick. Maybe this guy, or this guy. That would be my team to beat this stage. Just a shit ton of healing, really good gear, and you have a reser. So I think something would have to get me to do this, but I'm not going to do this anytime soon. But if you guys, again, really want to do it, that's the way I would beat this this team. All right, so let's get back to where we were. All right, here we go. Pause. So secret rune number 8, force HP champions. Of course. All right, so we didn't do this one yet, but you can, because you're probably gonna have some of these leveled up. This was another new one that I didn't have and didn't even see before. So there are good champions in here that you can use. Prime example, let me pause this. So we're at Fuck, and of course I paused it throughout that entire time. I'm so sorry, guys. So this would be the team that I was going over. We have Provokes. This guy hits really hard. Husk just stun set. She can be in a stun set or shield set. And this guy can stun and do whatever. But this is probably going to be the team. There are some epic and rare champions. Make sure that they can either CC very well or heal your team. And if they can't, kind of ignore them. But Husk, I think, is going to be the MVP for this, because he's got a better chance to stun. Put him in the stun set with the mastery for an extra 5% chance to stun. Put him in, yeah, I think stun set would be the best bet. So this would probably be the best way to beat this floor. All right, and then we got floor 9. Floor 9 we were able to do. We have Void support champions only. Pretty simple, guys. This has Seer. So anytime you can run Seer, Seer kind of just makes it easy. Just buff up, have Seer go in, nuke everybody down. There's a lot of good champions. Obviously, there's a lot of good support champions in the game. But you can bring Rezzers in here. You can bring DPSers. You can bring your Bellower as your DPSer. But this one, it's if you have Seer, it's kind of just GG. I think we put it on auto. Yeah, this was all auto. But I wanted to kill Siphi as soon as possible. And obviously the middle guy, he has a res and also block damage. So you want to kill Siphi and the Rezzer as soon as possible. And then obviously if you're A1ing, then you get to the next wave and you just nuke everybody down. I think we nuked the first wave down like instantly because we have Warlord obviously as well. But anybody that can buff up and then have Seer come in and nuke is good. You could bring in a Rezzer. You could bring in a ton of Rezzers. And you can also bring in Renegade. So Renegade can reset the cooldowns for Seer. There you go. So Renegade, Seer combo, good to go. Floor number 10. This one we completed as well. This one is champions from the Neresin Union faction only. I don't know if this is the good guys or what. But we got dwarves, high elves, Shadowkin, sure. And I think that's it. So dwarf, high elves, and Shadowkin. There's a lot of good Shadowkin models in here now, but everybody has ninja. We brought in Trunda. You could bring in Underpriest Brogni. A lot of people should have him. I brought in this chick for damage, Obero. She hits really freaking hard. And then this guy is amazing. So if you have a Taragi the Frog, he is probably one of the best champions in the entire game, honestly. For what he does, very, very good. We have a lot of people that didn't use that you could bring in. You could bring in Genbo. He hits really hard. He buffs up himself as well. You could bring in Geomancer. You can bring in Gem Cursed if you have him. You could bring in Yoshi. You can bring in Rio. She's such a good support piece. I think I just booked her up the other day. And obviously if you have Tormund, bring in Tormund. I have Tormund, but I wanted to show you just other champions you can be running. Ninja makes these runs a lot easier. He just has a lot of CC himself and he does a lot of damage. But there's also some rares. The rares that we talked about before in the Dwarf faction, you can bring those guys in. They're very good, but again, this should be pretty simple for you guys. A lot of people probably have Hermdig. He does a lot of damage, but yeah, this one's very good. Not a lot of people talk about this guy, but Rock Breaker helped me get through Faction Wars 21. Really, really good champion. So if you have Rockbreaker, Provoke, good game. Just bring in Rockbreaker and you should be good. Check him out. He's very, very good. Then we go to stage 11. Stage 11, also pretty easy. This is Epic Magic Champions only. So we had Epic Support Champions, or Support Magic Champions earlier, and this is Epic Magic Champions. So this basically, it's almost the same team. You have Miscreated Monster, Yugo, Gorgorab, the frog guy we literally just talked about. He's very, very good. And if you want to bring in a Koth, you can. He has the HP burn. He's just a really good champion. You could bring in another, if you have Kaden. Kaden is very good. He brings decreased attack AoE, provoke, and he could res and provide increased defense. Venom Mage, we talked about him before. Just does a lot of splash damage and poisons and very good DPSer. Seeker is good. You can bring in the Poisoner of Taurus. Taurus can be your Poisoner. You could bring in Archmage Helmute. He can stun everybody. Jareg. A lot of people have Jareg leveled up. You could bring Jareg in there. He provides a lot of healing. Yeah, there's just so many. It's too many to choose from. I'm sure you guys have a lot of these champions. You can probably literally bring in 2 Allures if you really want to, because you probably have 2 Allures for Scarab King. But yeah, this one you guys should do pretty fairly easily. Now the last one, guys, this one is we're gonna go over. This one was hard, but it has kind of the same idea of the attack other ones that we went over. So let's let this one play out real quick, and then we'll go over the stage 12 for you guys. But yeah, the stun from Miscreated Monster is super good. Yugo being able to decrease defense and block buffs, super good. The frog guy just soaking up all the damage on the right side. Vergot does the fire, so he actually does a lot of damage. He puts out a shield for everybody. And then Gorgorap, just super fast. Speed is really all you need for him. He's the reser. But there's plenty of healing to go around. There's a lot of stuns. You want to kill the debuffers that you're seeing. So I'm trying to kill the chick all the way to the right, and I'm trying to kill Gorgorap, because these guys are going to be rezzing and debuffing the enemy team. So then let's get to the last stage. Same thing, they have a Yugo. So if you don't kill her, she will put a block damage on herself and then res everybody up. So you kind of want to kill Yugo as soon as possible. But also the chick up front is a cleanser, which a lot of people might have. She's very good. I think I did a guide on her, but you want to kill her as well. So we have a lot of provokes on the team. We have a lot of CC from Miscreated Monster, and we have a lot of heals. So this team is a pretty good team to beat this with. But yeah, now I'm just trying to kill Yugo so she doesn't put a block damage on herself and then res everybody back up and make this run go that much longer. But yeah, I'm surprised how good the frog is, honestly. This is probably the 3rd time I've run him, but leveled him up at the last CVC, and just everything he's in, he's good. He's just a very good champion. Can't wait to talk about this next one. This next one's going to take a little bit of time, but it's worth it, because obviously it's stage Secret Room 12. I might do a separate video if I have time. All right, so let's stop this. So if I have time for this, I might do this, because it's literally just swapping all my good gear onto these champions. Now, the point of this is rank 6 void attack champions only. You just want to nuke the crap out of these people. So they're all the same thing, void attack champions on the other team, but you want to nuke them. And what I mean by that is you have people in here that hit really freaking hard. So you have Jembo, which could probably one-shot a lot of these people. You have Ethos, who could probably one-shot these waves, right? You have this guy who could provide a lot of CC. He does this every time the enemy team attacks. He attacks them and can potentially CC them. This guy increases your crit rate on everybody. So if you want to do everybody's crit rate down 24% to increase their crit damage and attack, he could be your leader. He also boosts everybody's attack with, I believe, is A1. So attacks one enemy, increases everybody's attack on all allies by 1 turn by 30%. He also does this, puts a decreased defense. So he just one-shots people with this. And then this one he also does pretty hard. This one you don't have. So she has an AoE attack. So attacks one enemy, 40% chance of placing decreased defense. Will attack all enemies instead if they're under 4 or more debuffs. So if you have another debuffer on your team, she can be a good combo with that. And then you have Ishmael, so Inquisitor Shamel. He basically hits really hard if you can buff him. There's not a lot of people that can buff in here, I don't think. No, not really. So not a lot of people that can buff, but Basher honestly is very good. He can have you get hit with the A1s with this. So if he starts off by doing this on everybody, they then only shoot back with their A1s. So you kind of get hit not as hard back. If you do get hit back, you're probably going to die. I think the whole goal should be here is just to DPS better than they can DPS. I wouldn't really do these chicks just because they only have a single target that does some damage. The AoEs, I mean, I don't know. Maybe this guy, he can one-shot people. Bring in a faceless. Everybody should have this guy for Faction Wars. So he can literally just come in and just one-shot with his, this one. This one. Will ignore shield and block damage buffs as well as defense. So he just strictly just ignores all the defense. So if you book him up a lot with a Savage set, he can just straight up kill people. So here you go. You either want crit damage right here, or you want attack. And that's probably it. Yeah, so attack or crit damage. One of those should be the leader, but it would be look something like this maybe. Just so that way you can get more attack and crit damage as if he's the leader. Or if somebody has an attack aura. Maybe her? No, it's dungeons. Yeah, so I specifically don't have anybody with attack unless it's this guy. But this is probably the team I would level up. Oh, and we didn't even talk about Baron. But Baron can hit really hard on this one. Attacks all enemies, deals pure damage, will ignore shield and block damage buffs. But this has a chance to go off, so it's not going to proc every time. But I've seen people like... So if he goes, let's say last, honestly, Baron probably be a good combo. If he goes last, he attacks one enemy, will attack all remaining enemies with any surplus damage. So if he goes last on your team, but before the enemy team, actually, this is probably a good way to cheese it. So you have everybody attack, you know, do the AoE attacks. Everybody make sure they're faster than this team. And then he comes in with his A1, hits the one person, all the excess damage splashes over to everybody else, and then everybody else dies. And then you go to wave two. Wave two, you nuke everybody down, do whatever you gotta do. Baron comes in, hits one person, then boom, nukes everybody else down. So it'll probably look like this, honestly. Either this or Basher or this guy. Or Doom Priest. Yeah, any one of these guys. As long as you build them with DPS and you have a Baron, this should be pretty easy for you guys. But I think this would be the best way to beat this stage. And again, if I have time, I might make a separate video on stage 12 hard, but there is the 12 stages of Doom Tower. If you guys like these videos, I will keep doing them for you. I don't know how many more rotations we need, but we do have, I think, 3 of these videos out now. But normal should be easy for you guys. If you guys are getting up this hard in hard, you should be able to do normal pretty easily. Let me know what specific rooms you want specific videos for, and I'll try and do those next. But guys, I appreciate clicking on the video. Thanks for, you know, subscribing, being a dirtbag. If you haven't joined the Discord already, go join the Discord. Those guys are freaking awesome. We have 3 clans now. Dirtbag Nation has 3 freaking clans. That is insane. So the first main clan is DBN5. Then we have DBN3 and DBN7. DBN7 is the new clan. If you guys are newer / mid-game players, go join DBN7. It's Dirtbag Nation 7. You obviously have to be a part of the Discord as well. And then if you guys are looking for a mid to end game, that is DBN3. And obviously end game, the end game is DBN5. Sorry about the numbers, 3, 5, 7. Those are my favorite numbers. So let's get into it. Appreciate everything. Leave a comment below, help the algorithm, and hopefully we'll see you guys in another video soon.